snap, and then the defensive end. Both.
Welcome in, everybody. This is the Too Fat to Play podcast. I am Austin, back as he's supposed to be. And as you can tell, at prime form, Ryan is here.
That ain't bad.
Ain't bad?
Ain't bad.
Okay, let's try it.
Ain't bad. Not the worst beer I've ever had. I'm not going to dive into a 30-pack, but I mean, I'm not going to turn it down.
It's almost Miller.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
This episode brought to you by Rainier Beer from
great, now we're going to get
fucking
sued.
Idaho. No, that's where I bought it. It's from, obviously, Seattle. But boss wanted me to bring him back some beer. Shout out to Eric. And he gave me a 6-pack of it. And ain't bad. I'll fuck with that. It's funny because nobody in Idaho does. Not at fucking all. I should have known something was wrong when everybody was drinking Coors Light and thought it was okay. See, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Also, what we're actually here for is football and to talk about our good friends out at Sticks Golf Lounge. Guys, I haven't forgot. I might have been gone last week. Might have been gone for a whole hell of a lot longer than that. Sticks Golf Lounge down on Humboldt in the square, right in this little fucking corner area, just like over on that side. If you knew where it was, you knew exactly where I was pointing to. They're right there. Good shit. Golf, cold beer. They don't have Rainier, but they've got just about everything else and the good stuff like Busch. And they still sponsor the podcast for some unknown reason. Probably going to be the last episode with them after they hear this.
It's funny that you think they'll hear this. Week 5 in the books. Getting to the important stuff. The podcast league. And we'll save the best bit for here in a minute. And unfortunately, the potential third seat that we have decided to go to Kentucky this week. So apparently I'm the only motherfucker here that shows up for work. Yes, I get the irony. But going back to last week. Hey, what happened, buddy? You took the week off, so you just gave the whole team the week off?
Yeah,
or?
Apparently. Debo didn't get the memo, but all of my defensive players did. Derrick Henry thought it was okay to just stop being Derrick Henry.
Well, in his defense, the Ravens decided to stop as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. Same thing with the Raiders. The Raiders just decided to be the Raiders. That's going to drive me nuts. My entire mic stand is like hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, it fell off last week right after we finished recording.
That's fucking hilarious. Okay. Got to be careful with that one tonight. Yeah, lots of things went wrong. Jackson Dart started out so fucking strong and then said, hey, guys, watch this. Couple of interceptions.
Y'all ever seen Russ Wilson?
Yeah, no shit. As a Giant.
Or Bronco. Since Seattle, really.
No shit. It was rough. That was a rough 2 weeks for me in both fantasy leagues. Ramondre Stevenson couldn't have helped me in any way, shape, or form.
He could have stopped touching the fucking ball that way. his backup or whatever Henderson is could have touched the ball more because I needed that. Considering somebody, I'm not going to name names, but some internet pundits told me that starting certain players over Rashid White was going to be a good play. Was not happy with their advice. But to recap the week, hold on, I gotta go back a week. My app keeps trying to take me back. Beefsteak takes down DWAC with a minuscule 100-point difference, 183 to 83. Kareem Pies ekes out a win, 135.6 to 133.5 over Long Duck Dong. Number one Tally takes down Riley Reed Option, 173 to 168. What Are You Doing, Stepborough, Berries and Two Girls, One Cup, 186.94 to 150.6. And if we celebrated these kinds of things, a high point score for the week. 2 thumbs up. Just has an underwhelming 145, but absolutely throttled your ass at 114. It is weird to me that you were projected at 149 and he was projected at 115 and he won by 30.
Yeah, we literally swapped scores essentially.
Yeah, that's impressive. And then with the beatdown of the week, I took down Glory Be to the A Gap 170.68 to 170.06. Nothing says get wrecked, bitch, like 0.68. Love you, Dad. Thanks for being on the podcast last week. And thank you, Kansas City, for losing your fucking mind in the fourth quarter. So I appreciated
Hey.
that.
It was just one play. At least they didn't drop an interception backwards.
Okay, so hold on. I know where you're getting at, and I understand that. But I'm going to pose a question to you that
Chris Jones better still be running.
No, I don't give a shit about that play. I mean, I do, but Kansas City's the only team that's ever going to work against. Ask Marcus Mariota. So, the question I want to ask, did you know Devin Lloyd was still playing NFL football?
No. I did not.
Neither did I.
That's good. Glad we're keeping up on this. Thank God we don't have a podcast that we should know these things.
Devin Lloyd hasn't been relevant in what feels like a decade.
That's no shit. Oh my God. I want to guess what team he's on now.
I'm now remembering that you didn't watch much football this weekend because of travel.
No, I can't even.
He is a middle linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'll be damned.
With a 99-yard pick six.
Yeah, I literally was asleep during the game because obviously on the road for 18 hours across 2 days. Getting home Monday, or I guess Sunday night, we got home and kind of passed the fuck out. And then Monday morning, I got up bright and early. Not that I wanted to, but because I told my wife to wake me up so that I could at least try to go to the gym and get my week semi-started like I need to. She woke me up at about 6:30 when she went to work, and I said goodbye to her at 9:30 when I rolled out of bed. So, obviously, I was on all 7 cylinders. So,
Figured you were on 9, but okay.
yeah, definitely missing a few. By the time I figured out what the fuck was going on, got the trailer unhooked and everything on Monday night kind of rolled around and I go, there's a football. Done. Absolutely out like a light. I watched more football Sunday, which is impressive because I was driving.
Allegedly
Watched more football.
Yeah, no. He's the linebacker that picked off Pat Mahomes at the 1-yard line and then ran it back.
Good for him, I think.
You know the Chiefs have fast wide receivers? Somebody explain to me how They didn't.
Most of them are hurt, and they traded the one to San Francisco.
Only one of them's hurt. I guess 2 if you include Hollywood, because the next time somebody brings up his 4.27 40, I'm going to be like, that man might run 4.67 now.
It's not looking good for Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, he'll be a Niner next year. Week 6, I'm going against DWAC. I don't know where I'm headed with this. You are going against Glory Be to the A-Gap, so that's probably his first one of the season. 2 Girls, 1 Cup against 2 Thumbs Up. Riley Reed Option against Beefsteak. What are you doing? Stepboro takes on Cream Pies. Pause. Long Duck Dong taking on number 1 Tallywhacker. As for the standings, there are now 3 teams sitting atop, tied record-wise. Beefsteak, 2 Thumbs Up, and myself. Brown Neighbors down. Followed up with Long Duck Dong. What are you doing, Stepboro? Team Cream Pies, number 1 Tally at 3-2. 2 and 3 teams are 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and Ryan Bullets Pearsall. Actually, both Ryans are 2 and 3. 1 and 4 we have Riley Reed Option and DWAC, and 0 and 5 with. I'm trying to see what the gap is now. It's down to 50. 50 points more scored against than anybody else. Glory be to the A-Gap, who's outscoring the team above him by 150.
I got to get this shit turned around.
You're doing fine, sweetheart. Going into week 5 of the real football. Thursday. So Thursday.
Obviously, you guys didn't get my picks from last week, so I'll kind of run through those as we run through the games. This was something that I did want to send Austin before he recorded, and it was so fucking crazy where I was at. I completely forgot, and I took the Rams. Like the true Niners fan I am, I took the Rams because no way in fuck Mac Jones and the practice squad.
Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne.
The only starting offensive player that's not a lineman is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
That's not the second string wide receiver. That's not the third string wide. That is 4, 5, 6, and a fucking practice squad guy. When MVS is on the starting lineup, you have problems. When Sky Moore is behind him as the 3, your slot, you're scared. When
I won a
Kendrick
Super Bowl
Bourne,
that way. Against you.
when Kendrick Bourne is your number 1 receiver, and I've always been a fan of Kendrick Bourne. Great 3. He's gritty. He's a great 3. Should not be your number 1 guy. And apparently, unless Mac Jones is throwing him the football. Holy fuck. What a game.
Best Niners receiver of all time.
What a fucking game. And a comeback game for Kendrick Bourne. Because the week before that against Jacksonville, where the Niners shit the bed. Obviously, you guys didn't get to hear me talk about that. Brock Purdy was not ready to play. And now, I'm not buying into the whole quarterback controversy bullshit. I've seen how both of these guys play. At the same time, though, I'm like, 13, get healthy. Like, just get healthy.
Gonna have to get healthy. And said the one piece of the controversy that I'm willing to embark on is and understanding that he played injured. I get that. At no point in his career has he looked more like a 7th round pick and more startled than he did against Jack. So if
it was bad.
So for me, and I know it's not his first injury, so it is what it is. But for me, like, that's the one part of the Jacksonville game that I watched and went, oh shit, because Brock's a Superman, if you want to call it that. Which, I mean, his Superman is at best Clark Kent. Is extending the play, is getting out of it.
That was, I think that's where the wide eyes came from. Was
he couldn't?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the only part of the controversy.
And I think we covered this probably season 1 or season 2. But we have got to come up with a better name than fucking turf toe for this injury. Holy shit.
It sounds so benign.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, fucking man up. And then I go, wait a minute.
Yeah, then
that's a torn ligament.
Then you get the representation of what that looks like on that AI video, and you're like, I peed myself a little bit watching that. That hurt.
My foot hurts thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
You, especially on your right foot, you can't plant as a right-handed thrower. You can't do anything. Trotting him out there week 4 was an absolute atrocity. Let him get healthy. He re-aggravated that injury. He was not obviously ready to go, did not trust his foot, was not stepping into his throws. He wasn't planting on his throws. He wasn't able to get out of the pocket. He wasn't mini Big Ben, because that's his he's a C-grade Big Ben at his best, which is all this offense needs. Mac Jones can't extend the plays like Brock can. And we've seen it in week 1. Obviously, he got hurt early in the game, but adrenaline's going. Like, that type of injury, unless it's an ACL, it's not that you don't notice it. You're like, ooh, something's wrong. And then you get off of it, the inflammation comes in, and you're like, oh, somebody kill me or take the toe. Like, one of the 3. So, like, he wasn't ready. And no, he was so under the gun, and that offensive line hasn't been great. And that's one thing Kyle Shanahan did this weekend against a very good Rams defense, was change the game plan to just get it out quick. And that turned into, we're going to push the ball downfield, which
get the ball out quick and having Mac Jones, that's not a bad combination.
No, it's not. And the maturity Mac Jones has shown with this being his third organization, where he thought he was going to be drafted. Like, he hasn't quite taken the Baker Mayfield.
I liked his comments after the game.
Yes. Him and Baker Mayfield, I do not like massive egos to the point where it's detrimental to the team. And coming out of college, that's what both of them were, and they've both seemed to be humbled in a sense that they are now leaders when now obviously Baker's, I think his stint in Carolina is what did it to him. And I think him being...
Yeah, I think being the practice squad defensive end for the Carolina Panthers would make me reevaluate a few things as well.
If it works, it works, man. And I said it last year. I've been kind of singing, not necessarily praises, but where I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And he turned it around. He's grown as a leader. You're kind of seeing the same thing with Mac Jones. And I think just on Brock Purdy's point, Sam Darnold, what he said after backing up Brock Purdy, learning how to be the professional, learning how to I know who the starter of my team is. I don't have any He had a shit game. It was the worst game I've ever seen out of him. But it was also the middle of the season Jimmy G game.
Yeah.
He hasn't had one of those games since he got hurt in the Eagles NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So there's a common denominator right there. So just looking at it, I can see how somebody outside of the fan base goes, oh, God, how can you go back with Brock? Because I know what those 3 or 4 small things that Brock does that Mac doesn't are what elevate the offense. And it's not taking anything away from what Mac's doing with the guys that he had to practice with all throughout training camp,
Right.
going against the ones. Like, he's got a rapport with these guys, and we've seen it even when, not Jawan, but when Ricky Pearsall was out there. He had a great rapport with Ricky Pearsall. Ricky had a phenomenal rapport for the game and a half that he played with Brock.
Mm-hmm.
And this team should scare a lot of the NFC. Because let's just say the Niners play it safe, run Mac Jones out there till week 10, right? 10, 11, whatever the case may be. Let's say they even get into mid-November.
When's your bye?
I don't remember off the
Okay.
top of my head.
It's fine.
But, yeah, I think it's a pretty late bye. So let's say they run him out there to the bye. Let Brock get healthy where he can stand on that foot. He's not skittish behind that. I'm going to say terrible offensive line, but for some reason, they're just not playing as a unit. When you look at like PFF grades, everybody's scoring, like grading out in like the top 15, except for Dominic Pooney right now. Weird that he's having the sophomore slump that he is, but he's having a little bit of a sophomore slump. Everybody individually is grading out fine. They're not playing as a unit. That's the thing that's getting me. And they're all young. My left guard's my third string rookie, who was backing up my second string rookie. Dominic Pooney's a second-year guy. Jake Brendel, my center, has been he's not young, but he's a journeyman right guard. So he's our starting center. Colton McKivitz was drafted 2 years ago to be the left tackle. Too small, so they slid him out right, and last year he was actually the swing tackle until our right tackle got hurt, and I don't even remember who the fuck that was. Then he started playing right tackle, and he's got the best grade out of all right tackles in football right now, which is phenomenal. Play as a goddamn unit. I'm not going to say anything about Trent because Trent's Trent. I seen him throw a guy the other day, so like, not necessarily worried about it's the four other guys. 71's got his corner locked down. If he needs to take his right hand...
It's so nice that I get to say the same thing. It is... His is so nice that I get to say these same
It's
things.
so fun. So, I wish I was saying 74 has it. I miss Joe Staley so much, but
I wish my 74 would... Never mind. I wish my 74 would rep against Trent Williams for a little while. At least once. Just... Yeah. No mas.
No mas. He'd be gone. So, that game Thursday night was an indictment on how gritty the 49ers are. Without Nick Bosa, that defense should not have done what it did. And it did what it did. Bryce Huff was like, fine, I'll be the one. I mean, we weren't asking you to. We just kind of expected. He's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll do it. And then, God forbid, Collins in the middle. Just an absolute game wrecker. Michael Williams didn't play half the game because he's been on and off the field with an injury. I've got zero concerns about my defense. Zero. I mean, yeah, they let Puka Nacua gash him. Puka Nacua's got like 73 receptions on the season already.
Say, Puka... Tell me where you've heard this before. Matthew Stafford's number one receiver is on pace to break the NFL record in receiving yards.
But let's take it over to the Rams side of the ball. Matt Stafford for MVP. The run at the end of overtime was just as egregious as not handing the ball off to Marshawn at the one in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, I guess in Sean McVay's defense, they ran that play 6 times that game, and it averaged like 4.5 yards.
But for me, when the game's on the line, and this is coming from a team who runs the ball spectacularly in short yardage situations, you decided to run behind 2 wide receivers and a tight end with the game on the line.
And actually, Michael Williams and Alfred Collins made the Michael was on the field for that play. Both of my rookie defensive linemen made that stop, and Brian Baldinger had. I obviously I'm going to keep saying it until it happens, but Fred Warner deserves Defensive Player of the Year at fucking some point.
No shit.
But the way he stuffed the hole and forced Kyron to go outside outside the guard instead of inside the guard where he was supposed to and up the center's ass. Fred Warner crashed that play, stood in that gap, and forced him one step to the outside. And then the way the defense, I couldn't have been more proud of that win. I could.
It was phenomenal, and
It was such a good game to start off the week too.
also I was watching that game with a Rams fan. So
Oh, were you? Oh, that's
I was
fucking
at the bowling alley. Hefe was there. It was phenomenal.
So-
I enjoyed every minute of it.
Funny thing is, that was the same night that we got into Pocatello. So Haley and I had just got done going through Yellowstone and Grand Teton. Like, we were fucking exhausted. Did Idaho Falls on the way through. Like, we were ready to just sit down. So I turned on the TV, and I was like, oh, fuck. I can't watch football tonight. At least not at the hotel because it's on Amazon. I haven't been paying for Prime here recently. But I completely forgot that NFL Plus, you can, and I paid, it was like $80 for the year. And I was like, fuck it. I bought it a while back and completely forgot about it. My wife wanted s'mores. She called my mom, said, I want s'mores. And my mother said, of course, darling, come get s'mores. So we went out to the KOA where they were staying. And I'm sitting there. My dad's like, when do the Niners play? I was like, they're kicking off right now. So he had a small panic attack. I was like, oh, we got to watch the game. And I was like,
At 5 p.m. I hate Western time zone.
oh, God, it's so much better.
I fucking hate it.
Oh, my God.
What's happening? The Sunday night football is kicking off. What time is it? 5.
Mwah.
Fuck you.
God, it's so great. I miss it so much already. I haven't even been able to like experience another game because I've either been asleep. I'm not jet lagged, obviously. I had to drive, but just like
18 hours in a car will do that to you.
So like I pull up the game, my phone dies. He goes back into the camper. He plugs his phone in, and like right around the time that my phone dies, I was like, I cannot start watching the game again. Otherwise, something bad's gonna happen. And he calls me inside. He's like, you got to watch this. So I start watching, and the Rams fucking tie it up. And I was like, I'm going back outside. I hear him losing his shit in the camper. Right? He's like, they just stopped him. There's like a minute left. And I was like, okay. Rams tie it. Again. I was like, well, I think I'll see how this is going to go. They drive down, kick the field goal. And then, of course, the Rams do what they've done the second half of the game. Puka Nacua. I mean, all the way down. And was it one catch by Tutu Atwell down the right
Yeah,
sideline?
that big catch by Tutu.
Yeah, to put him within the 15.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I was surprised the Niners kept it this close, honestly. Like, this team's so fucking beat up. I am driving back to the hotel. It's a 4-minute drive. I no more than shut the door. And my wife is on the phone. I'm like, who is it? She goes, it's for you. I grabbed the phone, and my dad's yelling in my ear. He's like, you gotta fucking watch this. I was like, what in the fuck happened? So I get back up to the hotel. I turn on Sports Center, and Scott Van Pelt, I'm so glad he's the one doing the post-game shows anymore.
At 8 p.m.
Yeah, oh, God, I'm telling you, it was so nice.
I fucking hate it.
I was so... Because I stayed up till midnight, and I was like, huh, it's really not that bad being in this time zone right now. So I was sitting there watching it. I was just like, you run it? You run the ball?
Yeah. say with a team that consists. Don't get me wrong, Kyron Williams is a good back.
He's
this
a
is
damn
this
good
is no
back.
way, shape, or form a way to dig on Kyron Williams. On a team that has Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, and Tutu Atwell, you run out of a tight bunch formation and run the ball at your wide receivers and backup tight end.
I seen the pain in Sean McVay's face because it was him and Kyle Shanahan have so much history that you could tell it was like a Kyle thinks I'm going to do that. Kyle doesn't give a fuck anymore. He doesn't have to look at defense. He goes, bald, angry Arab man. Stop it. And he does. And I also would like to think that after some... Did you hear the comments Salah said before the Jags game about Liam Cohen and the sign stealing? Like, he had something to say about, like, the Jags have a really good, and he said legal way of sign stealing and knowing what you're going to do. Like, looking back at game tape and finding patterns. They're very good at that. To me, it was just an acknowledgement. And then obviously after the game, there was the big blow up with Cohen, and I don't know what the fuck Cohen. Yeah, you guys won the game. I would not fuck with Robert Saleh. He bench presses stadiums before the game starts. That man is very big and very scary. I'm glad he's on my team. But big blow up there. So after that shit went down last week, I have every reason to believe that he took it personally and was like, we're either going to win this game because of me or we're going to lose this game because of me. And he called a very aggressive game plan against a team, especially when your offense is as hurt as it is, and you're missing they're still missing a lot of pieces on defense, but it's half of your safeties, and at this point, nobody's even noticing the safeties because the front end's getting the job done. So
And 54. And 53. This is bullshit.
I need to send you that video. There was a video I had where some 49ers podcaster was comparing the two greatest linebackers in 49ers history, Patrick Willis and Fred Warner. And the recency bias makes me want to say, I don't know if there's ever been a linebacker like Fred in the way his coverage and Patrick's speed, the time that he played with the ferocity he was able to hit guys. Watching it, I was like, God damn, 54 is unworldly. 52 is the best one to ever wear that number, and I don't think anybody will fucking change my mind, and it's not fucking Ray Lewis.
I'm not saying I've had that take before.
I know you're not, but because recency bias obviously gets pulled up a lot in football. It's hard to remember how great somebody was unless you go back and fuck, man. Patrick Willis was just that was a demon on the football field.
It's funny you say that because obviously I know with your travel schedule you haven't really had a chance to listen to what me and Dad talked about last week. But I literally brought up Steve Largent. And I was like, because I'd seen a Seattle deal where they're talking about the greatest Seahawk of all time. And Largent never gets mentioned. And I'm like, hey guys.
Like, maybe I'm overstepping here, but Patrick Willis was a little bit more closer to Brian Dawkins than people want to give him credit for. He didn't come out as Weapon X. Like, he didn't have he was just Patrick Willis. But I think that might have been scarier. Like, that guy's name is Patrick.
Like the starfish.
And he'll fuck your world up. Yeah, it was really interesting, and I'm just so grateful to have 54 on my team right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Moving on, Sunday morning, Vikings survive the Dylan Gabriel Browns.
Okay. Am I the only one impressed by Dylan Gabriel's gameplay? For being 5'11",
Allegedly.
Did you see him looking up? He said uppies to
why I said-
Carson Wentz.
That's why I said allegedly. Man, it's, that man is like Bryce Young.
Yeah, he didn't fucking play like it, though.
No, and I said this, and I said it last week too, that Shedeur may have the highest ceiling of the quarterbacks of the Browns. I'm not saying that he doesn't. The most pro-ready of those two rookies was Gabriel.
See, I knew nothing about Gabriel coming out, coming
He's-
into the season. It's the Browns. I don't care.
So
But
he comes from Oregon. He comes from the spread offense. It's get the ball out quick. It's get the ball out accurately. Guess what? When you're running a backup offense, I don't know if we've ever addressed this before, but when you're the backup quarterback with the backup offense, you want to get the ball out quickly. I don't know who's ever thought about that before. But no, I mean,
are you saying it could lead to a win, upset win on Thursday night on the road?
almost Sunday morning. Like, no, Gabriel played almost exactly how I expected him to. He's mobile. They played to his mobility. I mean, Stefanski, for all the headache that man's had to deal with, it's a great head coach.
He really
Genuinely,
is.
that is a great head coach.
He really is.
And I think he can take advantage of what Dylan does well. And I mean, don't be wrong. Do I think Dylan Gabriel's just going to be a great NFL quarterback? No. He's short left-handed quarterback.
I totally didn't know that he was left-handed until the game. Like, it came. I knew nothing about the guy. Yeah. I was
wonder
very
why
impressed.
ESPN didn't answer the phone last week. But say with the way, I mean, and we've addressed this many a time. Cleveland's defense is Cleveland's defense. So they're going to keep that team in games that they shouldn't be in just because they are
That
a
team
fucking
is
unit.
just loaded with talent.
But Vikings get the dub, get to come back home. It's Cleveland's got to figure something out on that offensive side of the ball. I mean, Judkins looked really good in his second game, so they might be piecing it together. I don't think that offense is going to be great, and I don't think they have a quarterback to make it great right now. I think Gabriel gives them the best chance to win right now.
I agree. I was just very impressed with him coming out because that team's had zero spark. I know that it's a backup quarterback trying to just get the ball out. They couldn't do that with their starters.
But their starter was also Joe Flacco, who's now the starting quarterback for the Bengals.
Yay!
Do you know how bad Joe Flacco's like? Can I just fucking retire? Like, you want me to go behind? You want me, 436-year-old Joe fucking Flacco, who in my prime almost got my feet out of concrete, and now you want to put me behind Trent Brown and friends?
When you say it like that, no, you're absolutely
Or
right.
excuse me, Orlando Brown. My bad. Wrong Brown. Orlando Brown and friends. When your best offensive lineman by a lot is Orlando Brown,
It's bad. It's not okay.
and your resolution after losing a top 5 quarterback in the league in Joe Burrow is to go, Jake Browning also sucks behind this offensive line. Let's get less mobility and 162 years older. I mean, for God's sakes, you bring in Stetson Bennett's great-great-nephew
I forgot about that guy.
to be your replacement for Jake Browning's 26? Can't fucking get away from anybody behind that offensive line because they're all, you but smaller. And now you're like, Joe Flacco, that'll help. I mean, don't get me wrong, Joe Flacco's at least a name. You might get asses in seats. And I guess as long as you shotgun snap it and he throws it as soon as he catches it, he might be able to get it out to Jamar and T. I'm looking for Snoop Huntley if I'm the fucking Bengals, okay?
Trey Lance.
I need you to run. Like fucking instead of downset HUD or blue or green or whatever, it's just gonna be that the TikTok sound, dun dun run. That's your snap count. Like
I love it.
sorry, I just don't understand that.
No, it didn't make any sense seeing that come across my feed.
Like if I'm trading with them, like why not trade for Shadur?
Absolutely.
Not the most mobile. He's more mobile than Joe fucking Flacco. I mean, Joe's been dead for 13 years.
The Vikings, like you said, just kind of held on. That was kind of the full Carl experience. That was all of it. That was
primo Carl.
Yeah. What the fuck was that throw? What the fuck was that throw? Like it was the perfect Wentz experience. It was honestly a really fun game to watch.
He went full Carl.
He did.
Never go full Carl. The Raiders suck. Geno Smith sucks. The Colts seem to still be pretty good, but Geno Smith sucks. Geno, I'm trying to figure out what's worse right now. Geno, or like if you want an upgrade, trade for Anthony Richardson. Hold
on. I've got to figure out if I'm actually going to say this. As of week 5. Hold on. That was a weird power surge.
Was.
As of week 5. I might say that one more time just to see if I'm actually going to say this or not. As of week 5, should Daniel Jones be in the MVP conversation?
Yes.
Correct. Does it feel wrong?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, it feels like I have something stuck in between my cheeks and my drawers right now. It's bad. It's not great.
Also,
like, you know it's a smear, but
holy shit!
Yeah, no. Like right now,
how bad were the Giants?
Obviously, very. But right now, the MVP race has to be Stafford and Nakua somehow. Daniel Jones,
Baker.
Maybe Baker. I'm just trying.
I agree. I don't know if I've seen a lot of people putting Baker out there. I don't like it when your team wins by nothing but last second drives. Although you do have to have somebody make the last second drive. I would like to see the Bucks come out and start beating some teams.
Like acknowledging what the MVP has turned into. I think your 4 favorites right now have to be Josh, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff.
Oh, God, if Jared Goff isn't...
And Daniel Jones. In that order.
After this weekend's, or I guess Monday night's Josh game, I don't think it takes him out of the conversation. I think it reorders that.
I mean, I just think right now with what Josh has done, because nobody's undefeated.
Right.
Everybody's had a bad game. I mean, I guess Herbert probably deserves to be in that conversation too. Like realistically, if you wanted to round out top 5, I think Herbert deserves to be there. But no, I think Daniel Jones is like top 4 right now in the MVP race.
Jared Goff was a name I hadn't seen. I love it. Jared Goff is playing the. Do you know if his career ended right now, he'd have like a 76% completion percentage for his career? That is asinine. Asinine. Jared Goff's an elite quarterback. Oh my God, I just said that out loud too. Like, just taking. There were games, obviously.
Hold on, while we're gonna dance around the elite quarterback. circus since the start of, I believe the start of 2024. Do you know the only quarterback that's in the top 5 of every major quarterback statistic in the NFL? Yards, completion percentage, touchdowns, all that. There's only one quarterback that's top 5 in every stat.
Don't you say something fucking stupid.
Baker motherfucking Mayfield. Is Baker elite? His stats suggest he is.
Today, right now, I obviously have been having to like come around to the fact that for a while I was very right on Baker's a bust. And then it's just something happened when you turn into a Carolina Panther that you either get your shit together or you don't.
Well, he realized he was an elite defensive end, so he needed to learn how to get away from those guys.
Like, yeah, no, that I don't hate the thought. I don't.
And with the NFL being what it is now, and it's such a risk-adverse league with the way quarterback play. Like, I was listening to a clip from the Le Batard show, and they posed the question: are we going to see another 400-yard game from a quarterback? Because the league is so risk-adverse that everything is now short controlled, where you don't have guys just 18 of 43 for 400 yards because everything they connected on was bombs. Like, and I was like, I mean, you're probably not done with them.
No.
But at the same time, you don't have guys. I mean, shit, Joe Burrow had almost 1,000 yards in 2 weeks a couple years ago.
Right.
And you're just not seeing those numbers now. And it's become, because I will say the offenses, everything, like when Mahomes and the Chiefs took off, offenses got so fast in the way that they were moving the ball.
Right.
And then it's regressed to the mean, where offenses have now, because of the other offenses going so fast, now the opposing offenses, which are now turning into all offenses, are regressing
Taking the
we're going to
Shanahan.
take the air out of the ball. And it's just funny to think about, because like it's going to come back around. You know, that's how this
Right.
works. But I mean, like right now, I don't see a way that we have a 500-yard game from an NFL passer right now. And it's amazing, because I'm like, we have some of the best passers in the game, but the way everybody is undervalued and now overutilized the running back room,
Right.
it's like nobody's going to do it, because the league got so defensively powered towards sack the quarterback and bat the ball down. Now we have 3 great linebackers in football. Now everybody's running the football again. So it's just,
That's very interesting. I hadn't thought of it that way. Well, and I guess it's because for the last decade or so, my team has been, I'm going to run it down your throat, or I'm going to get you on the screens and underneath passes. I'm going to nickel and dime you, and if one of these guys breaks it off, score again, because I'll take 7 more minutes off the clock and I'll score. Like, that's how
Yeah.
my offense is, and you're totally right, because offenses have turned into the Shanahan coaching tree is so fucking large right now, and even if it doesn't come straight from Shanahan, it's a Shanahan style offense, or
yeah, everything's
a
turning into
LaFleur style offense.
Yeah. And I saw that and I was like, no, that's not gonna. Wait a fucking minute. And I had to stop and think. I'm like,
fucking sense.
there's like one 400-yard passing season, or 400-yard passing game all season.
Huh.
Which I'm like, that's
It's weird, because it's not like I don't think the games aren't as exciting. Everybody wants people, I don't know, maybe not real fans, don't like the short yardage, just work the ball down the field. I love it because I love the strategy of it, but I can definitely see the Rams are the perfect example of playing both sides of that.
Say, as of right now, if you follow projections, there's one quarterback that is set to hit 4,500 yards this season. There are only
Is it Matt?
Mm-hmm. And there's only 5 quarterbacks that project out as of right now to break 4,000. And that is a fucking list, let me tell you. Matt, Dak.
Which Dak, I've seen him in some people's MVPs.
Yeah, I don't have him there. And honestly, that's as much to do with the Cowboys as it is with him. Like,
well, we've seen the Cowboys without Dak, and they're not as good. But we've also seen the Cowboys with Cooper Rush, and they're just as good. So
we've seen the Ravens with Cooper Rush, and they're not nearly as good.
I think that says a lot.
But before we move on, the next 3 names on that list: Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, Drake May.
Dude, Drake May's starting to put it back together. He's starting to look like he did at the end of last season.
And I know this will come as a shock to you and Bears fans all over the world, but Caleb Williams is not projected to break 4,000 yards passing.
What? All right. The next game on our list is Giants at Saints. The Saints, I still think the Saints might be the worst team in the league.
Nope, I think it's the Jets now. Not just because they're 0-5, because I've watched them play football. I watched what happened against the Cowboys. I don't understand the Jets. I don't understand the Jets not Breece Halling it. Can you give me Breece Hall, please? Just let him go. He doesn't deserve this.
And Jackson Dart, man, I picked you up in fantasy.
So you're the fucking problem. I was going to be right till you fucking jumped on board. You piece of shit. Yeah, the Saints.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was just a bad game in general.
Sitting there, listening to Red Zone, Jackson Dart touchdown. Like 4 seconds later, Jackson Dart touchdown. I was like, God damn, he is carving these guys up. I was like, fuck yeah, I started him. We got to a stopping point, had to get gas. I checked my phone. 2 tuds. He was at like 36 points already. I'm like, fucking A right, Cotton. Jackson Dart interception. I was like, well, that's going to put a damper on things. Jackson Dart lost a fumble. Like, God damn, there goes a few points. Jackson Dart interception. Like, can we fucking yank him yet? I've got all the faith in him in the world as a future, but my fantasy league needs him off the field right now. Yeah. And that was ugly.
Yeah. Saints 26.
Hey, congratulations to fucking what's his nuts? I can't think of the Saints quarterback.
Spencer Rattler.
Thank you. God damn.
On his first NFL win.
First NFL win.
Yeah. Yeah. Dallas beats the Jets 37-22. Moving on. Come back to that. The Dolphins losing to the fucking Panthers. The Panthers have 2 wins. Check that. The Panthers and the Chiefs have the same fucking record.
I know how bad the Jets are. I take it back. The Dolphins are the worst team in the NFL.
You might be right there, really.
I'm going to laugh when the Jets have 2 wins and it's against the Dolphins. Because as much as I love Mikey, I love Coach Mike. How's he got a job?
Yeah, homie needs to resign.
And then the rest of the team.
Darren Waller looks great.
He does. Have you ever seen a wide receiver tear his ACL and look happy to be carted off the field?
Nope, I've never seen one hurt with Tua playing quarterback either.
The Texans rout the Ravens.
So I'm going to take it back. I think this version of the Ravens is the worst team in the NFL.
Bro. So I took the Ravens to win, not because of anything outside of C.J. Stroud not looking like C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's comments before the week, like feeling old and not as explosive, like he's in his head. Something's not right. I was like, I don't care how bad the Ravens are, the Texans have lost it. Like there's something wrong. There's no fire. Wrong. I was so wrong. The Texans, if CJ has that swagger back, and if it might have just taken
it might have
up
taken
on a bad team.
Yeah, beating the shit out of the Ravens' third-string high school team.
Holy fuck. 44. They remembered last year's, was that the NFC or AFC divisional game? And they said, fuck you. We're going to shove that one right back up your ass and tack a couple more on it. Yeah. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
The Texans said it once, bad team in the Ravens. That's what you were supposed to be doing to bad teams, and you did it. Sometimes there's a get-right game. If that was a get-right game, the rest of the league needs to be on notice because the Texans, all of the talent in the world for 3 seasons. And they that was a really weird. You guys did not hear that through the mics in any way, shape, or form, but that was a really weird noise.
Yeah.
Outside.
It was like a combination of a girl screaming and a dog yelping, and I don't know which one was worse.
There it was again. I don't like that. We're going to keep talking and ignore it. Yeah, the Texans should. Obviously, I want to see what they look like this weekend.
Right. Can you do it again? I'm not gonna jump on the boat. But if you do
I'm gonna
it
hang
again,
on to the side though.
So I'm trying to time it up at the dock, but I'm not ready to jump on.
I might have bailed because we were taking on water, but I didn't completely let go.
Yeah, my raft is still tied to this.
I'm.
Yeah. So the last noon game, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I want to give my pick. I picked the Eagles just because I figured the tush push was going to be a little bit more utilized, but go for it. I'm going to let you take the floor.
I fucking called it. Okay, and
So
admittedly, yeah. I'm probably just a little bit on fuck it. The Eagles are going to lose sometime. I'm going to be here when they do. But I think, legitimately,
That team didn't look good.
they haven't looked good all year.
Well, they didn't look good all last year. Somehow they win the fucking Super Bowl.
I'm aware. They've looked worse this year.
They've been looking progressively worse for 3 years.
Correct. But
I don't get it.
I think this Broncos team, with the coaching staff and the personnel that they have, are uniquely equipped to out-bullshit the Eagles.
Oh, my God.
Don't be wrong. The alleged non-call on the PI may have been a penalty. However, the intentional grounding, 32 teams are going to be pissed if that gets called against their team.
Right.
Like, what was it intentional grounding? Yes. Was it thrown towards a wide receiver? Kind of.
He was.
Did it really give him a chance? Absolutely not. But
It's kind of like lobbing a ball behind your back towards the yard to gain marker, just in that general direction, being like, there was a wide receiver right over there.
yeah,
It was in the direct. It got thrown this way. He was over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Say it was intentional grounding. By the letter of the law, no. For all intents and purposes, But again, there are 32 teams that in the exact same scenario, when your quarterback is almost getting sacked and you're like, there's a receiver over there, I'm going to throw it at the ground right there, 10 yards away from everybody. That's going to make the play, and if it's called intentional grounding, every team's going to bitch about it.
absolutely.
So, for me, the grounding, I thought they got it right picking up the flag. The late hit on Zach Bond, I think was the right call. The guy was going down, and then you dove at his head. I think if you go at his body, it's whatever. You dove at his head, that's the correct call. People are like, what was he supposed to do? Put his hand on him? I don't know. Like, he was laying on the ground. So, fuck you on that. And the pass interference call, again, was it pass interference? Yes. I also think Dallas Goedert turned so late on the route, on the ball, it would have almost been egregious to give him that flag. Because whenever he tries to start his turn, he's already way late.
Right.
Don't be wrong. He then gets slowed down on his turn by allegedly somebody holding onto his shoulder.
I love this.
But then you got the Eagles. It's the Eagles against the refs. Yeah, you got 9 less penalties called on you than the Broncos did. By the way, not sure if maybe you've listened to this. The most poorly officiated play, most poorly officiated team for the season. You got 1 flag that you might have deserved, not thrown. You've deserved. I mean, that team is 1 flag from being 0-5. If 1 flag a game, that team is 1 penalty flag a game.
Absolutely.
Don't cramp on my podcast.
Absolutely.
Like, I thought you were cramping. I thought that's what was happening there. I was like,
No.
you bitch. But no, like that. The Eagles, like I said, you throw a flag in Kansas City, they're losing. You throw a flag in Dallas, or no, I don't even remember who all they fucking played at this point. But like,
name any one of the tush pushes.
Yeah,
Any one of them, because we have discussed this. I don't have an issue with the play if it was officiated and it was legal.
Yeah.
If you're it's illegal formation or offsides, however,
and a false start.
and a false start.
Yeah. So Cowboys week 1, you're a flag away from losing.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs week 2, you're a flag away from losing. Rams week 3, you're a flag away from losing. Granted, the blocked kick, cool.
Well, a flag, you're not in the position for the blocked kick.
Right. Bucks, you were a flag away from losing. Like, the Broncos are just the first time you didn't get
the flag.
positive call.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. No, I mean, don't be wrong. They should win this week. They're playing the fucking Giants. Like,
Jackson Dart legacy game? Probably not.
needs a makeup game. But yeah, no, I'm glad that whenever I stepped on it and I was like, no, the fucking Broncos are winning this football game. The Broncos turned around and won that football game. Again, because I believe as bad as that passing attack has been, and then you go, oh, by the way, you have to contend with Pat Surtain, a good enough pass rush, decent linebacking core, good safeties, and an offense that can bullshit enough. Yeah, no, I think that Broncos team is uniquely set up for the Eagles.
It makes sense. I don't have much to add to that. I was just I wasn't necessarily very impressed. I was just
I was elated.
I'm very happy to see the Broncos playing like they should have been all season. That, like, I know that they're 3-2, but that was the best. That was the most complete the Broncos have been.
Right.
Bo Nix looked efficient, not great. He looked efficient. The running game was working like it needed to. The passing game, Cortland Sutton is still just a
Fucking monster, dude.
monster.
That guy doesn't get enough. He doesn't get talked about enough. It's bad.
So and then the defense played also as a unit. Sean Payton has that team going in the right direction. I love the direction that they're heading. I'm glad it all came to fruition against the Eagles. Because the Eagles have if I remember correctly, the 49ers still do not have a rushing touchdown. And somehow, I'm pretty sure if I remember reading the stat correctly, the Eagles have a worse rushing attack than the 49ers do this year.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
How the fuck do you have Saquon Barkley and your rushing attack be this bad?
Better question. How do you have Saquon Barkley and A.J. Dillon
And it be
just this?
horrendous. And then you've got two wide receivers unhappy with their role in the offense. Like, you're not doing anything right. I don't understand how this team won a fucking Super Bowl last year. I don't get it. Obviously, if the Commanders didn't just come in and upset the Lions were not prepared. They were thinking NFC Championship game and Super Bowl. Obviously, that's not what they're doing this year. The Lions would have steamrolled, chewed up, spit out, annihilated this Eagles team last year. Yeah. I don't understand where the love for Philly's coming from. The Buccaneers are a better team. Like,
I thought they were last week.
Yes. It's
And by the way, I'm looking at it. You are correct. The Niners do not have a rushing touchdown.
That's what I thought.
They're also averaging 85 yards a game. They're averaging 3.1 yards a carry.
Because I looked at it like yesterday morning when I got up, so I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
I
just looked it up to make sure.
Yep.
But yeah. Now on to game of the weekend. Shit. Fire. So, I loved the screenshot. How do you lose a game to the Tennessee Titans? And it had Cardinals running back, number 22, or 30, or where the fuck DeMarco's number is, at the 1 yard line by himself. It says, this play resulted in a touchback, giving the ball to the Titans. And below it, it has the ball very clearly being picked off by the Cardinals. And it says, this play resulted in a touchdown for the Titans. I'm not saying what Gannon did by slapping the absolute fuck out of his player's shoulder pad, mind you, and getting fined $100,000 for it was the correct response. Because I would have punched somebody in the fucking nose.
I know.
Like you lost a football game because your running back...
Go ahead, finish your thought, because I have a favorite play from that game.
Breaks away and drops the ball as he's walking. Again, I still don't understand how this happens. Like, just hold it till you're in the end zone. Then I don't care. You can peg the ref in the nuts with it at that point. You've already scored the touchdown. PAT is going to get a little rough. If you just want to fucking take it and spike, you fuck it. Hit the kid in the stands, flip him off, double birds, like RKO the ref.
Anything. Score the damn touchdown.
Hit the ball across the goal line and then do something stupid. I mean, for the love of God, stop dropping the ball.
It's twice. That's twice in 2 weeks.
I don't understand how this still happens. Like,
I do feel like college. It's not okay. It's one thing.
Yes,
we're being paid to play football.
So are the guys in college, but it's just your job is to carry a football. Start dropping it after you've crossed the fucking goal line. Again, if you cross the goal line and then full on Travis Kelce heave that motherfucker into the 6-year-old in the front row, I don't care. Get across the goal line. And also, when you're a defensive back and you pick the pass off, I understand shit happens, you fumble. When you're the other defensive back, maybe don't kick the goddamn thing into the end zone.
First off, on the defensive side, what are you trying to do to scoop that motherfucker at the 7?
Yeah.
Land on the ball. Did you see what the Titans offense did? They dropped on the football. I get it was in the end zone, so they could have, then just spiked it on top of the ref's head.
But the ball was in the end zone. You could have grabbed it and hit the 7-year-old next to the 6-year-old in the stands. It's still a touchdown.
And then slapped Dad for bringing them both and paying that much money for 3 tickets. Like, you could have 3 air humped.
You could have 4 air humped. you could. I mean, you could have physically humped the ref. It's still a goddamn touchdown. I mean, I'm no math whiz. If you add 6 to the Cardinals score, I'm pretty sure 27's more than 22. Bigger numbers. If you add 6. Miss the PAT because it's a 73-yard fucking field goal because you smoked the kid, smoked the other kid, slapped the wife on the ass, and then RKO'd the ref on the way by.
Who threw the flag? You RKO'd him because he threw a flag.
You're still... Again, add 6, and then you fall on the ball, or maybe when you pick it off, just fucking lay there. Just run out of bounds, do something other than what you did. So add 6 to yours, take 6 from theirs. Again, no math whiz. You lost by 1. If you have a fucking 11-point swing in your favor, I think if you carry the fucking 2, you win the game. And then, to celebrate, you can smoke the old lady on the way out the fucking stands in the goddamn wheelchair. You still won the game.
You know who they did smoke, though? Their own quarterback in the face. In a shotgun. Outside of Gabriel, that hits every other quarterback in the hands. And Bryce Young. Bryce Young, it goes right over his head. But, oh my God, I watched... The Cardinals were destined to lose that game.
It was phenomenal. That was the greatest Cardinals performance I've ever seen. I fucking loved it.
So good. maybe because just the way everything lined up in the NFC West, which is by far this season the most aggressive and bullshit division in football. Came out with the Niners on top, sitting technically at number 1 in the NFC because they have 4 conference wins, which is The Eagles have 3. So technically, the Niners are the 1 seed.
The Lions only have 3 too, don't they?
Yeah.
Who'd the Lions lose to? I know they lost week 1.
The Packers.
So they have a loss. Jesus fuck. Because the Niners only lost as an AFC team. And 37% of their roster. Jesus Christ. Game of the weekend, Tampa Bay at Seattle.
First off, not just game of the weekend, uniform matchup of the century.
Fucking
The
exquisite.
creamsicles. Oh.
God, I loved it. Yeah, enjoyed that game. The ending was only what it could be. Like that game was so treacherously back and forth for a 70-point goddamn game, but it was amazing. I loved it. It was my only regret is I wasn't watching it solely, and I was on Red Zone, so I missed a good portion of it because of Red Zone. But just fine dining at its best. And then Detroit beat the fuck out of Cincinnati.
That game was
Again,
not as
I
close
don't
as
remember
the score.
Cincinnati getting to 24. Like I don't.
It was garbage time.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
was, but it was also not red zone time. Aside from the Lions scored and scored again and scored again and then scored again. But yeah, holy, the Lions are a problem. Commanders beat the Chargers. I said it last week. I wanted to stick to my guns that I believe the Chargers have the biggest losses outside of the Ravens now. I will put the Ravens in that category. I did not think there was a chance that Lamar was actually hurt. I thought they were like, yeah, he left the game because they were getting their asses kicked. He'll be fine. He's not playing. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for
That Ravens team is missing 4 starters on the offensive line. Roquan Smith, Lamar Jackson, and oddly enough, still refuses to put Derrick Henry in the spot. Yeah, but yeah, the Commanders came out, took advantage of that offensive line, made Herbert look human as shit. I mean, oh no, he still has to go home and fuck Jessica Bier, and Jaden Daniels came back for
With a
real.
vengeance.
Yeah, I thought the Commanders played a great game against a team that they should have beaten because, again, I think the Chargers have the losses, and I think the Chargers made a good trade today, picking up Owe. Does make me have some questions about the Ravens, though, about what the rest of this season looks like. Because you just traded away one of your top 3 pass rushers. I don't know if you're aware of this. It's week 2 of October.
Yeah.
And you just traded away a former first-round pick pass rusher. What does that mean moving forwards? Patriots at Bills.
Man, the Bills shit the bed on that one. That was the classic win 4, lose 1 Bills game.
That's it. That was the Bills doing the Bills. That was the Bills thing to do.
Like watching what little of that game that I did, because it was not a lot. We'd literally just gotten off the road from a very Bills wedding. Actually, beautiful wedding. It was super fun. You would have kind of loved this. The guest book that you sign. We did the whiskey barrel top. They had a Bills jersey with their last name and 25 on the back, and everybody signed that. So obviously, I put "Go Niners" underneath my name.
God, I'm so happy they lost.
I will say, great family.
That's what you get for getting married during football season. Your team loses.
And yeah, so
I'm gonna have to go back and look and see if the Niners lost after your wedding.
it was the fucking Super Bowl.
No, because you got married on New Year's Eve. Super Bowl's in fucking February.
That's what I'm saying. It was the first Chiefs.
Yeah, I know when it was. I'm talking the immediate day
No.
after.
No, they didn't.
Niners game. keep talking. I'm January.
No, Josh Allen came out and for some reason tried to be Superman from the first from the coin toss. That's what I got out of it. He didn't need to be Superman. All they needed to do was hand the ball off to James Cook, and James Cook could have done the rest. James Cook could have done a lot if they, put him on the field and used him instead of as a decoy.
The Niners did lose the game immediately following your wedding.
Are you fucked?
January 3rd, 2021, the 49ers played their final game of the season against the Seattle Seahawks, losing 26-23 in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, fuck, that was... Wow. I now remember that exact game because it was really weird seeing all the Cardinals stuff. Watching that game. Oh, fuck. I remember that game now.
Teach you to get married during football season. That's funny.
That was just a classic Bills loss. I mean, there's not a lot to say about it.
Aside from Drake May
He's coming up.
Drake May's real, man.
Drake May's coming up.
Also, can we give the ball to TreVeyon Henderson, please? For the love of God, can we give the ball to TreVeyon Henderson? Like, I'm not saying he's going to be the best running back you've had in a long time. I'm saying Ramondre Stevenson clearly isn't what he was 2 years ago. These guys age quickly. Put Henderson in. Like, for the love of God. We've all seen what Ramondre is now. Play the other guy. But Drake May is a fucking monster.
Drake, I like watching Drake May play football.
And did you see, I'm assuming you didn't. Did you see the studio broadcast that had Brady and Gronk?
I did not, but I did see a clip. Are you talking about the
playing with the greatest tight end in Patriots history, Hunter Henry? I was like, that is so fucking great. I fucking loved it. And Hunter Henry's an absolute dog right now.
Yeah, he has been his entire career.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just been very quiet,
Yeah.
which has been really weird.
Yeah, because that dude was one of the best tight ends in football whenever he was a Charger. Then he went to the Patriots, and of course, the Patriots haven't had an offense really to speak of outside of Mac Jones' rookie year, and it still wasn't great then.
Right. I've got a player that I think could be dealt at the deadline on a reeling team with a good defense that needs a quarterback desperately. You think you can get a second out of David Njoku?
Probably not right now.
The way he's been playing?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know that you can get a second out of him right now.
I would watch for that guy to be moved at the deadline, and I think the haul is going to be not necessarily massive, but franchise altering for the team that makes the right move for him. It'll be a contender, obviously.
I mean, I'm always down for adding Njoku. I love that guy.
Watching him this last weekend on the Browns, he was one of the guys that just stood out like, God damn, that's a fucking tight end.
That's a big, fast dude.
That's a big guy right there.
That is a freak athlete of a tight end. I love Njoku, but I still, with the way the markets have been, I just don't think a second is going to be a real for him. I think you're probably looking, honestly, at best, probably a fourth. Just with the value of the tight end position being what it is, I just don't see. And honestly, there could be a plethora of tight ends available in this thing. I don't see a second for him. But
right now, if you're the Indianapolis Colts,
I'm not giving up a second for a tight end. Not when I have Tyler Warren.
I love Tyler Warren. Right now, David Njoku, the way he is playing out of his fucking mind. He is throwing guys down when it comes to blocking. When it comes to running routes, he's running over guys. he is catching everything in his path, and if he's not in the path of the ball, he makes himself in the path of the ball. He finds the end zone like every third time he fucking touches it. That guy, honest to God, even if you trade for him and you put him in the slot.
I mean, I think he would be great on the Colts, but I still think he's tight end 2 on the Colts. I think Tyler Warren might be a top 3 tight end in football right now. The dude's legit.
I can see one of these early contenders at the deadline.
I mean,
to me, it feels kind of like a Christian McCaffrey type of move. Like, to me, that if Kansas City, and I'm not saying for a second, if Kansas City made that move, because I
have the team where I think he would go, and I think he would fit really well with what they do, and he has chemistry. I think if there's a team that's going to make the Njoku move,
are you thinking the Bucks?
I'm thinking the Bucks.
I fucking love it. I'll buy that jersey tomorrow.
I think you
No,
put him back with Baker, and then you go, oh, by the way, you get to run with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Mika Egbuka,
and that run game,
and Bucky Irving's behind us. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the Bucks. If somebody's gonna make that move,
love it.
That's what
another one that I like. I know they've got Ertz, but Commanders get a little bit more out of that tight end room. Run a 2 tight end set. Could you imagine that being your 2 tight end set?
That would be fun.
Obviously, that's some I would love just once to see, like George Kittle, because he's currently, once he's healthy, in his prime. He does this every fucking year, though. He gets hurt for 3 or 4 weeks, and then he comes out like a white gorilla, and it's just absolutely terrifying. Him and David Njoku on the same field at the same time. Throw him out there in New England with Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Like,
so the only problem there is New England goes, we also have an Austin Hooper.
yeah. Well,
no, I mean, but that tight end room's really good.
no, it is.
And
Even Darren Waller getting moved at the deadline.
I'm interested to see how he looks as this carries on. He because he rested today for hip and rest is what they listed as.
When you're as old as him and off of the drugs,
he only retired once. How old is he? He's like, what, 32?
I don't know.
I think he's younger than Travis.
Well,
so
I mean, he retired because he got caught cheating.
well, maybe if he had a redwood tree. The Chiefs losing to Jacksonville. I feel like we've already covered this pretty well. Kansas City gave that game away. Just horrendous. That is probably the worst, most blamed to pass around game the Chiefs have had in the Mahomes era. Nobody played well. No, hell, I'm not sure anybody played good. You handed Jacksonville the win. Offense, defense, you had all the momentum, and then you just crash landed. I went into that game going, you know what? After all the talk, the Chiefs are 1 win away from being a game out of first place in the conference. Jacksonville's tied for the lead in the conference. Like, it's frustrating because the Chiefs won that game in damn near every facet, and then the pick six happened, and they lost all momentum after that. Then Trevor Lawrence falls down, and then falls down, and then falls into the end zone while Chris Jones supervises. Granted, I did see a take today that, like, everybody should have just let him score because you have a better chance of Mahomes scoring there and either tying or taking the lead. And then listen, I like Jack Cochran. I think he's a really good special teamer. I think he actually pans out and can be a good linebacker. And I don't know that it's explicitly his fault. But I don't know that I have seen a Chiefs return of any significant value that didn't have a hold penalty on it. Every time the Chiefs return a kickoff, there's a fucking holding call. If it's a good return, it's a holding call at like the 20. If it's a bad return, it's a holding call where the guy went down at. Every fucking kick return, it seems like, the Chiefs get called for holding. I'm not saying they're not holding.
It's a special teams issue.
Every single fucking kick return and any big punt return, there's a fucking holding call that brings it all the way back. And, quite frankly, after Hefe didn't bring this up, which is good, I laughed my ass off at the Rams kicker when he missed the landing zone and gave the Niners the ball back at the 40, and then Harrison Butker turned around and did the same shit. Complete karma on my part. My bad, G. This one's on me. But like, dude's one of the most accurate kickers in football. He has made a living this year with that little knuckleball bouncer. Can we not do that on the last kick of the game? Just pin it in there and make him do something. And like I said, I mean, offense, defense, special teams, everybody let everybody down there at the end of that game. Aside from Brashad Smith. Brashad Smith had 2 great fucking returns. He lost 80 goddamn kick return yards on 2 Jack Cochran holding calls. In what? 4 fucking minutes? You know, it's what are you supposed to do with that shit? And I mean, it's an ugly loss, and a terrible fucking loss. Chiefs really needed that fucking win, especially with what's happening next week. So, I starting to have worries that I haven't had in a while about this Chiefs team.
I think it's going to just be growing pains this season. We've seen...
That's the thing, is this team's not in a situation for growing pains because they're going to lose some dudes next year that...
And I mean, every team that's in a competitive position for an extended period of time has to go through it. The Bills went through it. The Niners have gone through it. The Packers have gone through it, and they're about to go through it again because they've paid everybody. The Niners just got done paying everybody a few years ago. That's why there's an influx of young guys. Kind of the same thing with the Bills.
Yeah,
there's an influx of
saying
young.
The Chiefs have done a good job of staying young,
right?
But again, I still.
But at this point, the amount of turnover from it's hard to say from the winning ways, from the dominance, because you haven't seen the absolute dominance in 2 or 3 years out of the Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs haven't been that since they lost to the Bucs in the Super Bowl.
Right. No, they have to kind of get back to that point.
But again, I think part of that goes back to what we were talking about earlier from the Levitard show. They've done away with the 400-yard passer. I think the Chiefs have done away with the idea of Mahomes being a 400. Like right now, the idea that Mahomes could go off for 5,050 again just seems outlandish to even think about. I don't see that. And
I mean, hell, they'll be able to sign Tyreek at the end of the season. And
I mean, can't be any worse than Hollywood. All right, week 6. We are running a little long here. We'll try to get through some of these picks pretty quick. There's some bad fucking football games this weekend, guys. Bad fucking football games. And it starts on Thursday night. Philly at New York.
Philly.
Same. Sunday, early morning. I will say this is the first international game where I really don't have any interest in getting up to watch it. Broncos at Jets.
Broncos.
Yeah. Cardinals at Colts.
Colts.
Yep. Chargers at Dolphins.
Chargers.
Yeah. I really wanted to stick to the Chargers offensive line is going to be a problem. I'm not picking the Dolphins.
I will say, 2 more names that I'm going to throw out there for on the trade block at week 8. Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah.
The Dolphins need to sell. They need to sell now. Obviously, this team's not getting any better. This is the worst that team's ever looked. You have 2 premier pass rushers. Start the rebuild now. Fire sale in Miami. Get what you can out of everybody.
Yeah. Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Gonna be a good game, actually.
I agree.
Divisional game. That defense in Cleveland is awesome. I'd like to see how Dylan Gabriel does. I am taking Pittsburgh because for some fucking reason, Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf, that connection seems to be gold when they need it to be gold.
Yep, I'm taking Pittsburgh effectively for the same reason. I'm interested to see what Gabriel looks like against that Steelers defense that has been sending a lot of blitzes. San Francisco at Tampa.
Possible game of the week. I am taking the Niners. The win last week over the Rams really kind of helped me sway. I was not going to be picking the Niners for a while. The injuries are just piling up. Everybody seems to be dead, hurt, or dead. And for some reason, the third stringers and Mac Jones are holding it together, and the defense is doing what it's doing. I expect this to be a 3-point game, but I think the Niners somehow pull it off on the road.
I think it's going to be close. I am going to take Tampa.
I don't
No, I'm.
The only other thing that I have going for me is historically the Niners own Tampa Bay.
Yeah. And like I said, I just the Niners just with as many injuries. Like I have to believe it's going to have an impact. I still believe it's a close game. Cowboys at Panthers.
Cowboys in garbage time, which is the entirety of the game.
I was like, so what, noon to 3? Seattle at Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's going to get fucking routed.
I took Seattle.
I am
pretty comfortably, actually.
I do not believe in the Jaguars. They are the fakest 4-1 team in the NFL right now. They're going to come crashing down. The Seahawks off of a hard loss. That Seahawks team is so much better than their record. They should be 5-0. Like, that team should be undefeated. To have the 49ers come into their house in week 1 and pull off the upset. And then last week, being tied with no time left on the clock and Baker Mayfield driving the ball down the field to kick a game winner, that team should be 5-0.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars, on the other hand, aside from their victory against the Niners, that was the only game in which they looked actually competent. They should have one win.
Yeah.
The Jaguars are not a good football team. I am not. They can make the fucking playoffs. I'm going to die on this hill. Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback. I haven't seen anything out of him that even remotely looks, even in their win against the Niners, he did not look good.
Yeah.
He had a clean pocket, and he fucking fell down 3 times.
It's weird. He fell down twice and scored a fucking touchdown against me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah.
I do not believe in Liam Cohen. Somehow, he has these guys playing. This feels very much like Gannon and the Cardinals. For some reason, they're going to eke out these wins, surprise some people, but deep down, you know. Like, you just know that this is a shit football team that has done nothing to improve themselves. That is not a free agency destination. Your head coach looks and acts like a fucking joke. It might as well be Philadelphia. I understand they just won a fucking Super Bowl. I am still confused as to how.
Same. Fucking same. Los Angeles at Baltimore.
Los Angeles by 1,000.
Yeah, that Baltimore team's so bad right now. Tennessee at Vegas.
I had troubles picking this game, not because it's going to be good.
I'm trying to figure out who's a bigger pilot. Like this
Who's
isn't
going to throw more interceptions?
this isn't a who's going to win. This is who's going to lose this game.
The Titans, because of a rookie quarterback and zero offensive line. And in the Cardinals game, I don't know if you've seen all of the dropped fucking... Cam Ward is out here working miracles, man. And nobody can hold on to a football. Nobody. It's tip drill after tip drill, and then he'll run and throw a bad throw because obviously nothing else is working, so let's just try and fucking air it out, right? Like, I feel so bad for Cam Ward. His rookie season looks horrendous. I don't think it's his fault. I think he just throws 2 more interceptions than Gino does.
Well, I was going to say it's a good thing you have Ashton Genty in fantasy because I think he's going to have 372 carries this week. I'm taking the Raiders.
I'm taking the Raiders.
Bengals at Packers.
Pack.
Yeah, correct. Patriots at Saints.
Pats.
Correct. Detroit Lions at Chiefs.
Lions.
Correct. Buffalo at Atlanta. And in these stupidest words in fucking all of football, Monday night doubleheader.
Bills.
You know, I'm taking the Bills, but something tells me deep down inside, for some reason, Atlanta's going to do some dumb shit here.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Raheem Morris is just going to be like, all right, we're bad. Michael Penix. Michael Vick. Michael Vick.
Hey, we're shit. By the way, we're leading 30-7. We don't know how we got here either. Chicago at Washington.
Oh God, Washington is
Absolutely
going to skin the Bears.
Yeah.
Did we? We disagreed on the Niner game. I think that was it.
I think so. This is getting annoying. Like even with Dad last week, I don't think me and Dad differed on a game. Yeah, no. Yeah, just not ideal. But yeah. So week 6. Yeah, there's just not a lot of great games, and then again, fucking Monday night doubleheaders, man. I will say,
if they started the doubleheaders at like 4:00, like if I got home from work and it was halftime, yeah, as long as it was a shit game out of the 2, I'd be fine with it. It'd be like, oh fuck yeah, I get to listen to a game on the way home. I come home, I'm cooking dinner. There's something on.
Say if the late game was still starting at 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I will say we did something cool at the bowling alley. There are now 2 TVs, one between lanes 2 and 3,
okay,
and one between 6 and 7. So you know have TVs down by the lanes, which is fucking cool. Like last night had Skanky's. Who the fuck were they playing? They beat somebody. The Blue Jays. Had Skanky's Blue Jays up on one television and then Detroit and Seattle up on the other television while we're bowling. It's kind of nice. It was. I'm not. I have to work this weekend. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on those TVs while open bowling's going, but I'll figure something out.
Fuck it.
I mean, Saturday it's easy. Just college football somewhere. I mean, fucking Hawaii kicks off at midnight. We'll be fine. But
1 p.m. local time. It's not that drastic. I know.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But
Hawaii with an 8 a.m. kickoff. Game starts at 3:30 in the morning on the East Coast. I'm just.
Oh fuck.
I'm really happy with the way it looks. It turned out great, and so I actually get to watch football while I bowl. Maybe that's why I've bowled like shit this week. I now have questions that I need a little more time to answer, but we're going to get out of here. I think schedules are normalized for a minute.
As far as I know. Unless...
I'm hoping to accomplish some things. Maybe not for next week's show, but through next week, I'm hoping to accomplish a few things that I haven't had time for in the past. So we'll see if maybe we can get some things accomplished out of that. So look forward to it. we'll see what happens. I mean, I still have small children that take up too much of my time, allegedly. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for coming along with us. We love you guys. Be kind to one another, and always remember, fuck the Cowboys.